Let's talk about love and marriage, the way that God intended. Life experience, here we share it. The No Fruit Podcast. Tune in from any platform. No Fruit Podcast. We'll help your spirit transform.
Welcome back to the No Fruit Podcast.
Welcome.
Welcome. So we're here again on another day,
Mm-hmm.
the No Fruit Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And Reese,
Mm-hmm.
I am not thinking about fruit.
Mm.
I'm thinking about so many other things,
Mm-hmm.
food-wise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my inner fat girl.
Mm. Yeah, you say that a lot.
I have an inner fat girl, like I just randomly think of food
Mm-hmm.
and just like, wow, I want that
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the night, like
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the day,
Mm-hmm.
whenever it is, I just randomly have thoughts of food.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm.
I have a confession.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not really, I guess. I'm just kind of think like, have I ever, the whole never have I ever type
Right,
thing.
right.
I'm like trying to think, have I ever eaten like a whole Danish, like one of them Innerman joints by myself? Have I ever eaten like a whole bag of chips by
All right,
myself?
so here's the problem.
What?
I'm gonna stop you right here
Why?
because it's Lent
It is.
and I can't eat that stuff. So why are we talking about this?
Because I'm on my inner fat girl, and it's just thinking about it. Like, have I ever eaten, like, consumed, I guess when I live by myself, I had to consume the whole entire pack of whatever by myself, but I don't think I've ever eaten, like, a whole family size
So it's difference between
by
having
myself.
a single size
Mm-hmm.
versus a family size.
Right.
So when you were living unto thyself,
Yeah.
did you purchase an Entenmann's, pound cake that has probably, anywhere between
8 servings.
It says 8, but it probably more like 3.
No, it's 8. It says on the outside 8 servings.
So how do you remember that? How do you know that?
Because we just had an Entenmann's Danish.
How do you
Because we just had an Entenmann's Danish before.
how do you remember
Lent.
that?
And I sliced it so thinly
Mhm.
because it said 8 servings,
Mhm.
and I just
Mhm.
kept coming back for
How
more.
you memorize that?
I just kept coming back for more. So I kept telling myself, like, I can come back for more if I cut it lower than the serving size. So I won't feel bad if I go back again.
I have no words for you. That's why I'm quiet. Because you memorize the serving size. How do you know? How do you people?
It's 3 cookies of Oreos. It's 3 cookies for the chips. Like, that's the serving size.
All right.
And you're like, how can you? Because when you and I, like, how do you just eat the serving size? You pull it out, and that's it. And I think, you know what? You know how I can eat the serving size of a cookie? I can't with the Danish. It's just something about the soft baked goods. I can't. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's the inner baker from my grandfather. He was a baker,
Mhm.
and it's just something with fresh breads,
Mhm.
fresh soft baked goods,
Mhm.
not them crunchy cookies, not that other stuff. It's just hard just to eat one.
Okay.
It's really hard, So if anything that I've consumed,
Mm-hmm.
In its entirety, now not in one setting, because
Mhm.
I'm one to keep, like, the kitchen, it'll just keep calling me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go wash something out and then have a piece.
Mhm.
Then I'll, go sit down and look at a TV show, get up and get something to drink in the middle of the TV show, and it'll call me and I'll have another piece.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realize that I cut it crooked, so then I got to cut it straight, so I cut it off, a little. What? Why you look at me like that? You can't leave it crooked. Then the next person is not going to get a full slice because theirs is going to be off.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to cut it again. So
Again,
it's
do
straight.
y'all hear what I got to deal with?
You got to cut it straight so that the next person gets like a actual square or actual rectangle or whatever. The right.
I don't know.
You do because
I don't know. I mean, I know that you're,
OCD about that, yeah.
Yes.
Because he will use a butter knife to cut like a cake. You can't use a butter knife to cut a cake.
Listen,
You have
it
to
gets
use
the
like,
job done.
no, it leaves a bunch of crumbs and it's
It gets
jagged.
the job
And then I have to come
done.
over and then slice it. And then I have to then consume another piece.
What?
Why you start laughing, Reese?
You have to come and consume another piece?
Yeah, you can't leave it
You
crumbly
have
like
to.
that.
No, listen.
Oh my goodness.
You have
when you
to.
go to a bakery, you don't want the cake that's all crumbly, right? You know, like you want it to be a nice slice in the end.
I've never seen them use.
They don't use butter knives when they cut their cake.
Knife.
When you go to a wedding, don't nobody use no butter knife to cut the cake.
I mean, I see a cake knife, yes.
Right, and it has it's you know, what's the face serrated on the like it cuts better.
Mm-mm.
So he gets mad at me when I like no. He wants to come in. He pulls out a snatch out his hands.
I don't get mad. I mean, I used to.
Oh, okay, good.
Because I'm like, yo, what difference does it make? I'm cutting a stupid piece.
It's like, all right, my aunt is a baker, right? Yeah. So on the holidays, nobody can cut her cakes because she knows you're not going to cut it right.
I agree with that.
We've gone to parties recently. And people,
I agree with that.
The last graduation party we went to, we sat there for 5 minutes waiting on cake because nobody knew how to cut the cake. I mean, and they all had a big debate on, I don't know how to cut cake. Right. I don't know how to. I've had office parties and people are like, do you know how to cut cake? Do you know how to cut cake? Like, that's a specialty. Some people can bake them and some people can cut them. Now, does everybody who can bake a cake, cut a cake? I don't know. But
I want to know.
Yes.
Which person, who am I talking to right now?
You're talking to the inner fat girl.
Yeah, what's her name? We wanted to name her.
No, it's just inner fat girl. I don't want her to have a name.
No, we need to name her.
No, we don't.
No, we do. We need to name her.
No, she don't need a name.
No, she does. So
it's
I know.
Inner fat girl.
No. So I know exactly who I'm talking to at that particular time.
I
might have to. No.
She don't need no name.
She does.
No, she
I'm
don't.
I'm gonna think of her name.
No, you do not. I'm not listening. La.
I'm going to name her.
Anyway, so off of me and my inner fat girl,
mm-hmm.
Have you ever consumed an entirety of anything? I mean, I know you've cleared a row of of things in one setting, but what about you?
Clear a row through. Like what?
So Oreos come in 3 rows.
Yeah.
Right, you smiling.
I've never cleared a whole row at one time.
Yes, you have, bro. Yes, you have.
I have not.
Yes.
I have not.
Oh my.
I have not. So
when
first
you're stressed, you take that whole joint, you sit down. And
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
confessions.
Here is
if I'm confessing.
All right. I mean, so if I had to say anything, right?
Right.
Because now I'm getting hungry. Right. One. Number 2, if there's anything that I can clear out,
yes,
like really without thinking about it, it's probably ribs and potato salad. That's probably and
you can eat a whole rack.
Most definitely.
Okay.
I mean, I've been very good, over the last couple of years, where I have not wanted to clear out the whole rack.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to be, whatever, right? Gluttonous, whatever. And I'm just going to go ahead and save some for later, later, whatever else, right? But most definitely, like, especially if I have a taste for it, oh yeah, I can tear up the ribs. Now, when it comes to potato salad, here's it now. Now, a potato salad is a method to the madness because I don't like. Leftovers. For those of you who know me, I'm not a terribly big fan of leftovers, but I'm definitely not a fan of leftovers that has mayonnaise in it for whatever reason. Like, I don't know what it is. It sits, it separates, or whatever. So, if you're making potato salad, macaroni salad, and it sit, like especially if it's like a day or like you made something for a party, right? And you let it sit overnight to take it to the party the following day, I have to be the first one to eat from that. The reason being, because I want it from the top. I don't want anything near the bottom, ever. So because I don't want the separation stuff That's my whole problem.
It gets watery. It can get watery.
You know.
You're not draining. I mean, it's a method to the madness. For those who know how to do it, you drain your potatoes and let them sit for a while so they're not watery anymore.
Right.
You let it dry out, so, but
I'm just letting you know, like, so for me, that's my whole thing. So, as you know, you make a thing of potato salad, I'll probably eat half of it.
Mm-hmm.
Get my fill, if you will.
The whole plate.
And call it a day. Right. I might just eat potato salad and leave everything else till tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know if you paid attention to that or not, especially recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'll eat most of the potato salad because you'll be like, yo, I know you don't like leftovers. Well, no, I'll eat everything else tomorrow. We'll figure out something else, but I'll just eat a potato salad a day.
Okay.
So as far as eating anything, whole like that or a lot of them, it's more or less that. Now, like you said, if I'm in a place of stress and I'm not really paying attention to how much I'm consuming, yeah, I could tear, other things up.
Mm-hmm.
So especially if I have a taste for it. Now, let's say Lance cookies.
Okay.
Grandma cookies, like those type of things. Oh yeah, I'll tear that up all day. And then when you start talking about cakes and stuff like Entenmann's chocolate cake or who's the person that does the silk pie?
There's a couple of different ones.
Calendar, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So some of those things,
half of it be gone.
Right. Mm-hmm. It could very easily, right? Now, the problem is that you don't want to be around me afterwards.
Yeah.
But the other part would be that's now mind you, I'm talking about baked goods that are from outside.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, I don't get filled from it, or I don't have that full feeling.
Okay.
I think what happens is that when I get home baked is a more filling sensation I have. So I can't eat really like more than one slice of anything, or whatever. It just feels a little more heavy or dense or something. I guess maybe that's what it is.
It's to know that I made it with love, and you don't want it to, the love to end.
I mean, it could be.
It could be. No, thank you.
It could be. I'm not going to.
Now, what about your patty pie? That's store baked.
Well, what I was going to say, so sweet potato pie, which is probably one of my favorite desserts, and maybe because we don't eat it that often.
Mm-hmm.
Now I just know that I can't overload on it because we don't have it often at all.
Right.
We only have it around Thanksgiving and Christmas. So at that time, it's like by Christmas time, like I'm done. Like
done
I can't,
right.
I can't.
I had thought about making a pie, but I know it's Lent and you.
Well, again,
so maybe afterwards, maybe for
yeah,
resurrection instead of having a.
Yeah. Well, those of you who know that's near my birthday, so yeah, that would be perfect. Well, and in the reality though, and I know this is a great debate. When does Lent really end? So for me, Lent ends Good Friday because that's actually the 40th day. But, tomato. That's is I think I think it's before that because of if you're counting
Wednesday.
If you're counting weekends or not too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm counting weekends.
So you think Jesus didn't do anything? He stopped his 40 days and he was like, all right, it's the weekend. I got to do. He had to, do stuff on some,
He had
duties. He had duties to,
Yeah, stuff was going on.
He had to come out of.
Yeah, he had to go in, continue to change water to wine and, all that type of stuff.
Right.
So, whatever that was. Now, those of you who are listening in our church, we understand the stories. We understand Bible. So please don't.
But then things, people take things like so literally because it's for 40 days. I mean, you could do whatever you want at night. Like.
Yeah, I mean, you have some people just like that, yes. So it's like all you're really doing is fasting.
But you don't say Wednesday. I mean, you don't say Wednesday night. Like,
yeah,
it's Wednesday. Everything ends in a day. It's today. It's not tonight.
Right.
I mean, you do say tonight, but I don't know. I
don't know.
People just break it down so interestingly.
So I would say.
I can say, let me just say this. Mm-hmm. I think, consumed a whole sweet potato pie. Not in one setting.
Okay.
But again, it's just me keep coming back and cutting off and
I
knowing,
mean,
like you
so
said, you're not going to consume it anymore. Like, all right, I made 3.
I know.
I gave 1 away. And
I know that part because you will slice off of that pie all day.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that. I've seen that.
Yes.
You know, and I'm thinking like, yo.
And I don't even use no plate. I just slice it.
I don't care how small you cut it, Kafa. You're still eating the whole pie.
Right.
Like you've passed, you know, the regular
you know, like
slice.
when you cut the pie and then
3
like,
hours ago.
The crust like came off on the next slice, and you're like, well, dang, that person's not gonna get a whole piece of crust. So let me just go.
Why
ahead.
do you keep rationalizing these ideas?
They need to have that nice crust there too. So now that's not fair for them. So now let's cut it right at the right point so that they can get a full piece of crust. And it looked pretty. If the people brought you a piece of pie in the restaurant and the crust was broken, you'd be like, take that back. Somebody bit it.
Boopsie. We're gonna name Alice. What name do you want?
You would send that piece of pie back thinking somebody bit it.
Yeah. All right, Alice.
Wouldn't you?
Alice.
You would not be like, oh,
Alice.
when they cut it, it just broke off.
Alice.
So you would have to
Alice.
fix it.
Why are you trying to?
Oh, goodness.
Why are you trying to rationalize this, Alice?
I'm not trying to I'm not. I'm just trying to make it look pretty for the next person.
We have named her. Her name is Alice.
It is not Alice.
And I'm gonna tell y'all the reason why I thought of
Why?
Alice. Because
Why?
I thought of, I don't know why it came across my mind. You know, I guess age or whatever else. But I'm thinking about
The
the
TV
diner.
show?
Yeah, and the diner and food and all that type of stuff. So Alice.
Can you name all the people from the show?
I
I can't remember the one girl. Oh, yes, I can. I can remember all of them now.
I can't. No, I can't.
I can't remember the other guy.
I remember the
Al.
brunette, the redhead,
Mm-hmm.
the cook.
Yes.
I don't remember their names though.
Oh, okay. I used to watch it all the time, so you must have not.
I mean, we watched it. I don't remember it
Okay.
enough to say, hey, these are their names.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's like Dallas and
Dallas.
Falcon Crest
Oh.
and you know, like all them other shows. I'm just going by names of shows that hey.
Those came on later. I don't know those names. That's
people
10
that will
o'clock. That's
watch.
my bedtime.
Yeah, I mean, but my mom
Alice
watched
came
it.
on at like 7.
I'm
8.
just saying what my
8
mom
o'clock.
was watching.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's plenty of other shows that had come on that, you know, people were watching. I don't remember the names.
Yeah.
I barely remember the shows I watched, to be honest.
Because now
Family
you don't
Ties.
watch any shows right now. It's just, whatever.
You know, Family Ties. Do y'all remember the names of Family Ties? Perfect Strangers. What can I do if I sing attitude? What is that song? I mean, what is that show?
song?
Dang. That's the Fred Savage one.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Wonder Years.
Wonder Years. Yes. See, there we go. And see, I remember him as Fred Savage. I don't even know his TV name. You get what I mean? I think the girl's name was Wendy, though.
Yeah.
I thought she had a pretty smile
Mm-hmm.
back in the day.
You don't think she has a pretty smile anymore?
I mean, when I look back at it, I was like, wow, she was bucktooth. But anyway. Oh, no, just.
I can't. I really can't. Oh, goodness. Do y'all see what I have to deal with? Oh, my goodness.
The only ones I can vaguely remember more names would be like the Brady Bunch.
I mean, yeah, they were on for like 50 years.
I mean, I'm not 50 years old, though.
But I'm saying that's how long they've been around. Even your parents watched them, so.
But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was just kind of interesting.
All right, so we talked about foods that we have consumed the full.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to talk about foods that we don't eat? Oh, we can go down that list. Rutabaga, peas, black eyed peas, lima beans. Like, what do you want to know?
My goodness.
I'm not. Now, to be honest, though, I believe my palate is changing.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some things I may want to revisit.
Right.
Just to see.
If you still have that.
Yeah, because I would love to try a pea today. And I mean, I would
get a
try it.
small one. I would do the same because I didn't like them before, but
I would try it
I would try it too.
and see if there's a way that because again, I need to again just from a health conscious perspective.
Yeah.
And expanding the palate, if you will, because you get tired of broccoli and spinach and some of those other things, as often.
It's making me cringe a little bit, but yeah.
What?
The
Eating
thought of a
peas?
pea. No, like if it's mixed in with some other things, I can do it. In a salad, I can have a sugar snap pea. I've had it
But see,
in
that's the
Chinese
thing.
food.
Right.
But just like my childhood of having like mashed potatoes and peas and the meat, I
think if I can deal with it, like you said, mixed up,
mm-hmm.
like if I could put it in mashed potatoes,
right?
Maybe. But like you said, maybe it's something that we just need to try.
All right, we're gonna try.
But I mean, eggplant.
Tonight.
I mean, we could try it tonight. I mean, just make sure that
it's the smallest. We're gonna get the smallest can that they have.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that, and then we taste it, we throw up, and then throw it out in the trash. I mean, it is what it is.
Oh, goodness.
We might
Clean
look at
up
it like
on aisle 8. Clean up on aisle 8.
It might be that but we could try it. We could try it, but yeah, I don't know if
So you don't do eggplant?
Mm-mm.
Is it because you haven't had it, or what was wrong with it when you had? I mean, I understand the peas, it's the texture, and a little bit the smell. It's kind of making me feel woozy in the stomach right now.
Okay, well, we won't do it. We won't do it then.
No, I'm going to try it. Because I think I had it, like, with my grandma a couple years ago, a spoonful. And I was like, okay, that's not that bad.
I think we need to find a recipe that we can probably tolerate it. Because just boiling them in some water and leaving it like that, I don't know, I might need to have, it's almost like you and Brussels sprouts.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need to cook the peas very similarly? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
With some garlic butter, something, I don't know.
Bacon. Everything tastes better with bacon.
I mean, it might. I don't know.
I don't know.
We had to figure that out. I just know one thing. Just be prepared. I mean, we'll give you our answer to the peas once we have them.
Peas, baby, peas.
But I don't know.
Baby,
I mean,
peas.
I can't guarantee anything.
It's something else when to go after this, but something else that my parents used to eat. I guess it has peas in it. No, it doesn't.
Succotash?
Succotash, yes. They used to love that.
Now, succotash is the corn and lima beans.
bean.
Yeah, I don't understand how they went together. I don't. I don't.
And you know what? Like you had said, God, 5 more vegetables. I stand in there and I'm like, I don't even see vegetables anymore. Like there's just not that much.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
There's not that much there to choose from.
Yeah, we do. We need to eat more vegetables, though. We really do.
All right.
But
we're going to report back on this question again in a few months, and we're going to be glad to tell you that we have eaten a whole vegetable instead of a whole thing of pie, cake, cookies, ribs, potato salad. We'll be like, what's the one thing you've eaten the whole thing? No one else. And Maurice will be like, I ate a whole entire can of peas by myself.
Now, if it happens, I'm gonna tell y'all. So especially if we're going to get that today, as I told you, my birthday is in April. So if it has not been a tropical storm that's wiped out the whole planet, you know that the peas they made it. Because some people will say, hey, not a cold day and da 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 da. I'm going to do this and this. I'm not in that space. So let's try it.
We'll try it.
We'll try it, and if I like it, then, we'll have a tropical storm and everybody's wiped out. Because something had to happen in order for me to like it, right? For me to not like it so long, something had to happen. Some natural disaster.
Well, like you said, sometimes it's just the way that things were prepared, and like you said, maybe we'll have to find some recipes for some of these things, whether it's eggplant or
and I'm gonna tell you
squash.
I'll eat squash. So you don't,
right? But you don't buy it.
Yeah, but you don't eat it.
I do. I just don't like it slimy.
Okay, we gotta find out how to do that too.
I said you can grill it. You can, Well, whatever.
Yeah, we just got. I'll eat squash though.
Okay.
I'll eat squash. Turnips. I'll eat turnips.
Yeah. Do you know how to cook them?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
So, like you said, we'll have to look into this.
Well, you can get turned up and get you a turnip today.
Wow. These mom jokes is crazy.
How are we going to turn it up today?
Do y'all eat turnips?
What does it taste like? I know your mom cooks them, and I try to get like one on my plate. But she does turnips and what else together? Does she do something with it?
No, not together.
Okay.
Well, we'll get. So here's what we're going to try. We're going to try squash, which would probably be the easiest.
Not all in one week. Like each week, we're going to pick a different vegetable to try.
And here's what we need to do.
My stomach is curling right now.
If we do this, we need to videotape ourselves doing this too.
Mm.
We need to make a whole series of just food we don't eat. Huh? You got to go.
Yeah, my stomach.
Hey, y'all. She's having problems.
Just the thought of it.
Yo, so guess what? Alice is no longer in the building.
Alice is going to eat some pie.
Alice is no longer in the building. We thank y'all for listening to y'all.
Oh, goodness.
Peace.
This week's episode has come to an end. But the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.